Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to the 22nd Christmas update. So since the 1st of November we've been doing Christmas updates on a regular, almost every other night sort of basis. See what could be happening for the Christmas period. We used CFS V2 up until around update 19. And many of those updates from CFS V2 were cold. Still haven't had time to go through them and see how many were cold, but most of them were seen in cold Christmas conditions. However, we went on from the CFS through to the GFS around the 19th update, and since then, and started to pin down the actual pattern for Christmas, and we have moved away from those cold conditions over Christmas, and we've gone to an Atlantic-driven sort of Christmas pattern. I think that's the way we're going to go. However, there could be some cooler conditions within that, so don't necessarily, because it's Atlantic-driven, think it's going to be a very mild Christmas. It might be, but it's quite a chilly Christmas, actually, especially for the northern part of the country. There might even be a little bit of wintry potential over northern hills around Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. But I'll talk you through the charts in a moment. We're going to go from the 21st of December right the way through until New Year's Day. New Year's Day has just come into the time frame of the GFS model. So I'll get on with that for you in a second. Before I get on with that, just to say about the ads. It's links to articles and all the pages. If you have a browse widgets, click through the link. It should be helping us to pay the website. Thanks very much for doing that. There's also video ads, both pages with owner content. When you watch a close look up again, does have to pay for gas levels. And Christmas shop is still open. You've still got time to do Christmas shopping at Amazon. So click the green button that says Christmas shop. It takes you to our Christmas shop page, and then from there you go through the Amazon banners. Because you've gone from gas levels to Amazon, we get a revenue fee on the things that you are purchasing. Big thank you for everybody for doing that. Been a huge success again. I say you've still got a few days left to get those Christmas presents out to you, but don't leave it too much longer. It's getting very, very close now, just a week away, really, until we get to the big day. So, big thanks to everybody for doing that. Right, we'll start off on the 21st of December, and at this point, which is Wednesday, at this point, we've got a bit of a battle going on. We've got high pressure sitting to the east. That's high pressure that's been dominating through most of the month, and then we've got all these areas of low pressure up to the northwest around Greenland and Iceland, trying to break down that high pressure. So the upper air temperature is looking fairly mild on Wednesday, and we've got outbreaks of rain up across Scotland and Northern Ireland. England and Wales is mostly dry. It's not overly mild, really. The temperatures are actually quite chilly at around 4, 5 or 6 degrees. That's indicative for England and Wales, I would have thought, of the chance of either low cloud or maybe some dense fog. Moving through to Thursday, this is quite an interesting day on Thursday. We've got this trough of low pressure coming down across the country. It's got quite cold air following along behind, and some of the GFS runs are trying to stall this trough of low pressure. So what we actually see is an elongation in the isobars just here, indicating that there's a stall of the low pressure and the weather front beginning to take place. And that might, if there's an undercut of the cold air coming in from west, that might bring some wintry potential to northern parts of the country on Thursday. There's the cold -5 isotherm following that front. Behind that front. If it was to catch up the front, then it might produce some wintry potential. So there's that band of rain lying through the country during Thursday. It looks quite a cloudy, wet day there with outbreaks of rain. As I say, if that front does stall, we might get a bit of a cold undercut, and on Thursday night there might be a little bit of sleet or snow up in the north. Temperatures are looking quite cold on Thursday, again at just 4, 5 or 6 degrees at best. Friday 23rd has us in a little ridge of high pressure, quite transient before low pressure is developing out to the west of us. A cold day, we've got -5 isotherm there across the country, so that indicates temperatures will be quite cold. It's mostly dry as well. If showers do develop on Friday next week, with such cold upper air temperatures, they might be wintry over high ground in the north, but this is actually suggesting mostly dry weather. And again, quite cold, really, with temperatures of 3, 4, 5 degrees. So since the last update, the GFS is definitely trending down the temperatures as we're running up towards Christmas. And now looking really quite cold, especially so for the north. And then go through to Christmas Eve. It's midnight on Christmas Eve with a deep area of low pressure sweeping in from the Atlantic, tightly packed isobars with that, so it looks windy and heavy rain sweeping across the country. Christmas Eve itself takes that front away, and we have more showery conditions following in long behind. Notice the air is coming from the northern Atlantic, so quite cold air coming around this area of low pressure. The upper air temperatures for Christmas Eve show that, again, we bring quite cold air in to the north and the west on this showery west to northwesterly wind. Lots of heavy rain first thing on Saturday 24th of December, Christmas Eve. Really wet start across the country, wet and windy. That clears away through the morning, and then showers follow along behind into Christmas Eve afternoon and evening. And with the air turning colder, yes, there could be some wintry showers there, particularly so for the hills of northern England, Scotland and Northern Ireland. But in the north, don't be surprised if there could be a little bit more sleet or maybe wet snow coming down to lower levels by the end of Christmas Eve afternoon. Probably just rain, though, further south. Temperatures in the south around 6, 7, 8 degrees. In the north, just 3s, 4s at best, really. It will feel cold, especially so in the wind up in the north. That's how Christmas Day looks then, and that looks very showery. We've got low pressure up across Scotland, bringing in these westerly winds, which are going to be quite chilly as well. Upper air temperatures do look cool. There's showers or longer spells of rain in the north, and no doubt again over high ground there could be some wintry potential there across the Pennines and the Scottish mountains. Maybe a little bit down to lower levels. We'll have to wait and see on that. Still some time off this, so maybe this is trendy colder with these west-northwesterly winds as we get closer towards Christmas. Temperatures on Christmas Day look quite cold. In the north, just 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s. In the south, sort of 5s, 6s, 7s. Certainly nothing like the warm Christmas Day that we had last year. It will be at least a seasonably feeling day. Boxing Day brings another area of low pressure in off the Atlantic. That's starting to bring some milder air up from the southwest as well, so it's turning milder on Boxing Day, and it looks pretty wet with lots of heavy rain piling in from the west. There might be some frost to start off with on Boxing Day, but very quickly turning wet, so that doesn't look very good for anybody wanting to walk off their Christmas dinner. Temperatures, though, are lifting up with that rain. We're going into double figures, so that's a much milder push of air coming along there for Boxing Day. Bank holiday, so we go through to Bank Holiday Tuesday, 27th of December, and again we bring up this long flex southwesterly wind, so that looks very mild. There's the upper air temperature showing that it is mild air coming up from the southwest into the low res part of the GFS model now, so got showers, longer spells of rain, and particularly wet down in the south on what is pretty grim day. Temperatures fairly mild though, in the north around 5, in the south around 10. Moving through to the period between Christmas and New Year, we find the winds in from the south on Wednesday 28th of December. Low pressure is out to the north and west, so that looks mild and wet, especially so for the west. A real push of mild air coming up from Spain on that one after Christmas. Lots of very wet weather in the north and west as well. That does look a bit alarming from a flooding perspective. Though over in the east, so it is drier over there. Very mild temperatures, 12, 13, 14 degrees. Though notice you don't have to go very far eastwards in towards Germany and Poland, and you find it's much colder. This is in the extended range of the GFS1. If this high pressure is stronger and closer to us after Christmas, it would be significantly colder than the model is suggesting. 30th, 29th, again in that southerly flow with low pressure very, very close to us. Upper air temperatures looking mild. It's wet in the north and west. Temperatures are very mild at around 10, 11, 12, 13 degrees. And then we're running up to New Year, and finally we're beginning to break out of that southerly flow, and high pressure starting to build back in from the east again. So 30th of December is turning drier. Upper air temperatures still look mild. We're losing that heavy rain, and temperatures beginning to drop back closer to average in the north around 6, in the south around 10. New Year's Eve looking like this. High pressure building in from the east, so settling down. Upper air temperatures are still quite mild, but we are bringing in colder air from the east now. Colder continental air starting to drift in from Central Europe. It's mostly dry as well temperatures are back down to average, generally around 4 to 8 degrees. And then the first day of 2017 looks like that. January the 1st, New Year's Day, has high pressure through the country. Upper air temperatures are still relatively mild, but we are bringing in colder air from the east. And it's mostly dry away from Scotland where there's some rain. Temperatures are back to average in mid sort of single digits. So it's a mixed bag. It's actually trending a bit colder this for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, the important couple of days of course. So a little bit colder there, and there is a little bit of wintry potential over the high ground only for Scotland and Northern England. Might be a little bit of sleet or wet snow coming through then. After Christmas, still trying to push up the temperatures with that long fetch southwesterly between Christmas and New Year. And then by the time we get through to New Year, building the high pressure back in from the east, turning it dry and probably frosty, I would have thought, by New Year's Day. So it's still changing. It's still chopping and changing for that extended period. Christmas, I think, is looking unsettled. It's going to be an unsettled Christmas. The only question, I think, is going to be about exact timings of the low pressure systems and the exact air mass. Will it be a mild unsettled air mass, or, as tonight's update suggests, will it be quite a cold unsettled air mass? If it is, there could be a little bit of wintry potential over highest ground in the north. We'll do the 23rd update on Sunday. We're getting very close to the end of these updates now. After that, there'll just be a couple more. We're going to finish with the 25th update, which will probably be next Thursday. So we are coming to the end, but the 23rd update will be with you on Sunday. And that's all for now. Thanks very much for watching.